They say love is blind, maybe it just sees selectively. Let me ask you something, if a woman truly loves you, how would you actually recognize it? I'm not talking about Netflix snuggles, birthday notes, or the cozy warmth you can fake with a heating pad and a greeting card subscription. I mean the kind of love that shifts the gravity in her world. The kind that quietly moves the furniture in her heart without asking, often before she even realizes it's happening. Here's what almost no one tells you: when a woman genuinely loves you, she doesn't merely display it, she leaks it. It's in the pauses, in what she withholds, in where her eyes go when yours are elsewhere. You won't spot it in the fireworks, you'll notice it in the glitches, those in-between frames when she forgets to perform. Research has shown that people in love can unconsciously sync during conversation, call it resonance or mirroring. That's not poetry, that's physiology. Your presence, your cadence, your calm, it rewires her. And yet there you are at 2 in the morning, scrolling threads, wondering whether she loves you or just fears being alone. Let's end the guesswork. No fluff, no fairy dust, no sugarcoating. 7 real signs she's not just vibing with you but deeply, even spiritually, bound up with you. If you're done with surface advice, if you want the uncomfortable truth about women and about yourself, lean in. I've also released a members-only segment I can't post publicly. It's raw, personal, the kind of thing that gets demonetized or misread. If you're one of the few who'll get it, the links are in the description and pinned comment. It's not for everyone, but if you feel that pull, you already know where you belong. Sign 1, she fights like she's trying to keep herself from going under. Strange? Listen. A woman who truly loves you will argue with a kind of devotion. This isn't about laundry or what to stream. These are the surgical fights, the hearts on the table with dull knives, kind. Want peace? Date someone who doesn't care if you walk. Want love? Buckle up. Picture it, he's on the bed's edge, she's at the door, teary and fierce. You don't understand. You never do. He's thinking, yesterday was fine, why does this feel like a courtroom? Because real love is liability. It exposes. When she falls for not just your smile but your shadow, terror shows up too. Loving you means handing over emotional launch codes, access no one else had. If she senses you might drop them, panic hits. That's not drama, that's self-protection. She's not attacking you, she's guarding the version of herself that only exists with you. It's messy, confusing, and real. As Kierkegaard warned, losing oneself can happen quietly, as if nothing at all. Read that again. She isn't fighting from rage, she's fighting the fear of disappearing inside the bond. Paradox: the woman who truly loves you can be the hardest to hold, because letting you in requires surrendering pieces she's defended for years. Every overreaction, every misread text is her subconscious pleading, please don't make me regret this. Sign 2, she lets you see the unpretty, without announcement. There's a threshold in serious relationships nobody celebrates. Not the first kiss, not the first, I love you, but the first time she shows you her raw underside. Not a bad hair day, her underbelly. The nerves. The chaos. The chapters she swore she'd never read aloud, especially to someone who could leave. When love roots, composure becomes optional. The armor slips, not because you're a buddy she trusts, but because, at a soul level, yours signaled, I can carry this. This is sacred ground. When she tells you about the father who left, the friend who cut deep, or the morning she didn't recognize herself, this isn't weakness. It's war paint coming off. It won't arrive with a trumpet. It might happen over a cutting board, or with her head on your chest, or mid-laugh when a memory hijacks the moment. She fears you'll withdraw, see her differently, go quiet. She wants you to stay, and she's also discovering whether you can. Love isn't just attraction, it's exposure. We're mosaics, glory and fractures. Real love stops curating the highlight reel and hands you the cutting room floor. The riskiest line you can say is, this is who I really am. The most beautiful reply is steady eyes. If she hasn't cracked open around you, ask whether you've made room for her imperfect self, the spirals, the second-guessing, the self-sabotage, and whether you can help her find her way back without flinching. Sign 3, she remembers the details you forgot you mentioned. Some listen to reply. Some to judge. A loving woman listens to keep. Not birthdays or pizza orders, though she knows those too, but the offhand story about your dad driving with the windows down in Springsteen on Sundays. One day you get in her car, windows down, Springsteen playing. No announcement. Just love, rendered quietly and precisely. She doesn't collect trivia, she gathers you. The change in your voice after a work call. The name of your childhood dog, tucked away like a relic. How you take your coffee, and why, because your grandfather did, and the habit stuck. Love isn't grand gestures but micro-memories, molecular proof you matter. In a distracted world, choosing to remember you is a radical act. Attention is presence, and presence is love's currency. When she brings up what you forgot you shared, it's not cute, it's sacred. She isn't just hearing, she's witnessing. That takes energy. If she spends it on you, that's love. Sign 4, she disrupts your comfort because she sees your depth. Men often mistake comfort for connection. I'm relaxed around her, so we're good. Love is not a warm bath, it's a cleansing fire that demands growth. A woman who loves you will challenge you, not with contempt or, you're not enough, but with, I know what you can be, and I won't pretend otherwise. She'll ask the questions that make you squirm, pierce the practiced excuses, point out when you dim your light to fit rooms that don't deserve you, and she won't let it slide. Not to control you, but because love invests in your evolution. She's not addicted to the man you are this minute, she's devoted to your trajectory. If you mistake that for nagging, you'll miss the miracle. Love doesn't coddle, it calls you higher. Not to shame you, but because someone finally sees the full frame and says, you're playing small. I can't watch you do that. That's not difficult, it's devoted. Sign 5, she guards your name when you're not there. When your name surfaces without you present, what happens? Does she smile? Correct the lazy misread? Tilt the conversation back to truth when the tone goes sideways? Love isn't performative loyalty, it's instinct. And it shows up in rooms you'll never enter. She's not scoring points, she's honoring you in your absence. We celebrate visible love, hands held, check-ins, cozy plans. But true love lives in the unseen, the moment she honors your character when you can't see it. Even when you stumble, especially then, she isn't stringing your flaws like laundry in the wind. She protects with quiet strength. She knows you're not perfect, she simply refuses to let anyone reduce you to your worst frame. A story, at a dinner, someone knocks his ambition. She doesn't chuckle it off. Spine straight, you don't know what he's building. You're staring at scaffolding. I've seen the blueprint. That's love. It believes in the work no one notices. She sees the mountain you're climbing while others think you're standing still. That's not romance, that's reverence. Sign 6, she imagines later, and you're still there. Want to know if she loves you? Listen to how she talks about tomorrow. Not the, someday we'll travel, fantasies, but the small, throwaway futures, the, we, that slips out before the, I. She isn't proposing, she's revealing, I see a life, and you're in the scenes I haven't lived yet. She might not notice she's doing it. Real love shapes the future even without declarations. She's musing about repainting and pauses, what color feels more like us? She grabs your favorite tea without being asked. She mentions next Christmas, maybe we try something different. Those aren't habits, they're markers of an interior commitment. Love isn't founded on certainty, it's rooted in intention. When she starts sketching a life with you in it, that's her subconscious framing a home around your presence. Not dependence, I need you to survive, but creation, life rings truer with you in it. If she never speaks of the future, that's not instant doom, but it is a flashlight. When love is present, it leaks forward. It spills into tomorrow and whispers into someday. She's not scripting a fairy tale, she's planting you in the soil of her next season. That is no small thing. Sign 7, she loves you in the middle of your becoming. Maybe you're not yet the man you intend to be, dreams without a full plan, habits still being rewired, wounds not fully scarred. If she stays, not from pity or fear, but because she recognizes honest work in you, hear me, she doesn't love the polished product, she loves the unfolding. Support and encouragement are good. This is deeper. She signs up for the draft copy, the chapters still messy. That's rare. Most love your outcomes, she loves your effort. Not because she's settling, or doubting your arrival, but because she understands, none of us are finished. She isn't grading potential, she's holding space for the journey. She knows there will be days you flinch, fail, fall short, your anger, your withdrawal, your doubt, and she doesn't flee. Real love doesn't demand perfection, it asks for presence. She's the one who meets your eyes when you've disappointed yourself, the hand that reaches when your confidence buckles. She doesn't fear your shadows, she brings a flashlight. She's not rescuing or fixing you, she's walking beside you while you do the work. She's not loving your past or a fantasy future, she's loving you now, in all your tangle. If you found that, don't just hold it, build her a kingdom. If something in this hit bone, deeper than tactics or Stoic hacks, I'm inviting you into a quieter space. We've built a private members-only room, no noise, no flexing, men who think, feel, evolve. We don't just talk about women, we talk about power, purpose, peace. How to stay steady when the world shouts. How to build an inner citadel no one can seize. If this spoke to the part of you you don't post, don't just scroll by. Join the room, links below. I'll see you inside if you're one of the ones who understands. If not, that's fine too. But remember this, because one day you'll meet someone who shows you these signs.